Match material. Northern Pink 18 among people in my narrative. This one has a lot more than the other one. Yes, I am watching Jimmy right now. There 1, we have Superman, Michael Parsons, Processing and Running Monsters 2, rebeccazamololts, Abraham Lincoln, Mark Ruffalo, Sauce Gardner. 3, we have Walt Disney, Terry McLaurin, Princess Plane, and Don Shields. 4, chadwildclayore, Joe Burrow, Carson Wentz, and Brock Lesnar. 5, we have Brees Hall, MrBeast, Barack Obama, and CoreyReactsons. 8, Andrew Nelson, MattSlaysula, Jaidenanimationsann, Chris Godwin Jr. 7, Daniel Gizmo, John Cena, Triple H, Count Coolidge. 8, we have PopularMMOssWo Pat, NickDiGiovanni, and Andrews. 9, Casey, John, Hermione, Katniss, Cinderella. These are related to my girlfriend and her friends. In a KS Cat. District 9, we have Kim Possible, Minnie Mouse, Anna Montana, Tiana. 11, we have Snow White, Kala, Kiara, and Roz. 10, we have Kala, Ryan, Kaji, RayWilliamJohnsonlls, Jasmine Meyer. District 13, we have Justin Jefferson, Bold Nick, AJ Brown, JulesLeBlanceyo. District 15, Cole LeBron, Justin Timberlake, Drake May, Debo Samuel. 15, we have Mark, Canyon Hall, Madison Beyond, Rock Osler, Uncle Hill. 16, we have the Tenderite, Dustin Gosnell, Lizzie Tenderite, Savannah Tenderite. District 17, Peyton Myler, Strider Doctor, Aubrey Wallace, and Addison Wallace. District as a tribute stand, the Horn Sound, Hermione Rabbit Knight, Preston Festival, Oswald and Ray. The Valentine of Hankton Full of Water, Cactus Runs Away, South Carolina Rabbit Pull-Ups for New Hand. Gilbert, Iowa was the way. Casey, Justin Bell, Ho Ray. Arkansas Rabbit Girl, Kid Girl, Flow Baby Clothes, Baby Blanket, and Pacifier. Michigan Rabbit Big Cup, Mozzie, and Haircut News Early Renzoya. Alabama, Action Step in the Landmine. Colorado Renzoya. Cinderella Rabbit Dry Fish Rate, Ross Noah Get Fishing Gear. Maryland Rabbit Crop Top. Georgia Renzoya, Impossible, and Find the Company Full of Water. Texas Renzoya. Missouri is the for resources. Vermont Grab a Diaper Bag. Jersey Grab a Baby High Chair, Baby Plate, Baby Blow. Indiana Grab a Green Clothes, Baby Crib, Baby Blanket, and Pacifier. Illinois Find the Utensil Full of Water. Delaware Grab a Girl Backpack, Mississippi Renzoya. South Dakota Decimate Will Virus the Sword. Montana Renzoya. Superman Snap Arizona Net. Sky Scared Renzoya. Connecticut Renzoya. Colorado Renzoya. Alaska Grab a Girl Swim Slows. Savannah Renzoya. Minnesota Find a Bag Full of Associates. Virginia Renzoya. Wyoming Grab a Backpack and Treat. Pennsylvania Renzoya. Oklahoma Grab a Cup, Clark, Valley Shed, and Tilly Pool. Oregon Grab Pull-Ups Ring Fan. Western Renzoya from the Cornucopia. Carolina, Wisconsin, and Ohio there get possible. Nebraska Renzoya. Kansas, Simpson, Tennessee, not kill him, only kill him instead. And Noah Renzoya. Florida Renzoya. Utah makes out a triple Tate hedge. They're thinking it's supposed to be New Hampshire. Kentucky is a new student, Dustin not kill him. Maine falls for late and drown. Iowa grab a sword. Colorado grab a diaper bed. Massachusetts grab a sword. Allison attacked Minnie Mouse by Aubrey Protector killing Allison. Oh, Aubrey literally just kills her sister. North Carolina is and 12 throwing knife. Bacon, that's the first thing kit and run. Montana find the 10 things full of water. Colorado got to do something and 10 runs away from the cornucopia. Day 1, Katniss and Trishette. First versus firewood. Florida put Michigan in diaper. Nebraska steals from Maryland while she is looking. Alaska, Iowa, Peyton, and Nevada raising Lodge Hemp while she's looking. Iowa pushed it around Tiana the Destroyer. Delaware Cinderella trip New Hampshire to rain testing camp while she's hunting while he's hunting. Starfish Pennsylvania racing freshman from North Monster. He runs away from Indiana. Louisiana defeat Montana was fight for his life. Florida can possible Minnesota and Illinois unstream. Missouri continues the wound. Savannah travels higher ground. North Carolina scared Mississippi off. South Carolina make for Preston him. He refused to keep South Carolina alive. New Jersey, Wyoming, and Indiana unstream. West Virginia was hunting. Virginia and Wisconsin are there for game. Wants to pit and dies. Eastern Chen, the Silver River, Massachusetts, and Colorado. Manhattan runs away from Dustin. Ultra Plus running away from Kala. Superman overpowered Lizzie, killing her. Ohio practices archery. Ohio. Arkansas grab calls hunting. Oklahoma think go home. Hannah Montana for the arena. Auburn seems to know from almost hunter. Florida wins Jordan not kill him, only kill her instead. Kansas and Snow Express for our source. 11 Kansas in Alabama, Rhode Island, Arizona, Tennessee, Kentucky, Maine, Allison Wallace, Colorado, Hermione Lizington Wright in Georgia. Night 1, Virginia and Superman in Form. Casey and 10 right fight Hockey in Oklahoma. Hockey in Oklahoma survived. Florida was got fire but sank hidden. The mountain sort of fire was unsuccessful. Michigan, Arkansas, and Texas actually sing some, and Montana stayed away all night. Pennsylvania defeat Ohio in the fight rest of his life. Mississippi tried to sing himself to sleep. Preston is unreal sort of fire sleep out warm. North Carolina tried to sing himself off sleep. The end of Vermont tells story up in such a turn. Wyoming disappointed Wisconsin spy while she's asleep. Washington to Zoom. Iowa seen medical from almost once. North Carolina died from hypothermia. Missouri, Snow White, Bacon, and Minnie Mouse sleeping shift. Colorado trapped goes Cinderella. Maryland received from water from almost once. Kansas received had medals from almost once. Carol put rods in diaper. And Utah top of Trevor alive. At Alaska, Louisiana, West Virginia, and Tennessee tracked down to New Jersey. Kyle received professionals from almost once. Montana turned Katniss into the ground. Came possible at the night sky. Iowa defeated Illinois in the fight with Thursday's life. South Dakota tells story of the she started. Savannah is ultimate nightmares. Aubrey is heart of fire. South Carolina, Massachusetts, and Delaware saving shift. Nebraska set up camp for the night. Airplane of New Hampshire loses site where she is. Minnesota at the night sky. Nebraska on day 2. Nebraska on tribute. Alabama tries to secure first and Idaho searches for a water source. I forgot to type zooming the other one, but who cares? Iowa searches for Ironwood. Princeton counts on herself inflicted. Louisiana also counts on himself inflicted. Montana discovered river. West Virginia scared Canada off. Western practices archery. Utah had tribute. Colorado searches for water source. Mississippi turned Minnie Mouse to a girl. Canada scared India off. Massachusetts action suddenly. That's an tribute. Savannah is for the arena. Rods runs for the shoot. Minnesota shooter at Wyoming by missing and killed Delaware instead. North Carolina, Michigan, Virginia, Aubrey, and Oklahoma on stream. Pennsylvania and Vermont set up short stream. Nevada snow from Tatka while she is nothing. Florida tells Rise the entire day. Snow White throws a knife in Preston heads. Impossible to the river. Iowa runs away from Kansas. Missouri steals from Sky while she is looking. Maryland kills Wisconsin while she's westing. Alexa receiving more from all concert. Katniss but Jazz, Florida diapers. Ohio makes a slingshot. Mason with a spear. Adam Montana steals from Hawaii while he isn't looking. South Dakota injured himself. South Carolina attacked New Hampshire but she managed to escape. And Superman divert Illinois and potential run away. 8 10 and Casey Shawn, Tenerife, North Carolina, Cinderella, New Jersey, Delaware, Flesh and Plays, Wisconsin. 9-2. Indiana received water from on Swanker. Nevada, Katniss, and Michigan all for Utah State of fire was hidden. Mississippi has food before putting out his fire. Lucky is unable to fire same warm. South Carolina and New Hampshire gathered to ground Minnie Mouse. Montana tends to stop the wounds. Iowa attempts to fire but unsuccessful. Aubrey is unable to fire single warm. Ohio set up camp for the night. Nebraska, Snow White, and Connecticut sink and shift. Idaho think about winning. Texas sky mystery arrest. Spend Virginia fight for search for life. Savannah died from thirst. Arkansas tends to his wounds. Wyoming tends to Oklahoma wounds. Came possible that Illinois church. South Minnesota received medals from a sponsor. Tiana put Maryland in diapers. Louisiana, Anna, Montana, Tala, Kansas, and Pennsylvania sink shift. Alaska drives to must sleep. Kala tries herself sleep. Sky see the fire was killing. Rod see the fire unable to try to fire this single one. West Virginia put Massachusetts to a baby for it. Then Kiara put the fast fire in the mouth. Dustin and Vermont for warm. North Carolina put Missouri in diapers. Florida, Nevada, and Washington decide church tonight. And Peyton. That's one of the lessons. Day 3, Arkansas cannot transmit suicide. Virginia releases that Skywest to debt resides Nevada from home. South Carolina and Kansas for year for day. New Hampshire and Michigan undistributed. South Carolina pushed around Superman in the stroller. Canada put Iowa in diapers. Pennsylvania pushed around the breast in the stroller. Impossible recently for fruit from Wisconsin, Anna Montana untreated, Peyton presses archery. Cara, Florida, Kala against fight Kala, trims and kills them both. Indiana December the river. Illinois tried to sleep the entire day. Louisiana stopped Idaho hole. Indiana can't certainly injure was and over to die. Minnesota, Vermont, Mississippi on the street. Texas is for a day. Utah and Montana were together for a day. That's the missing thing water from Wisconsin. Oklahoma, Pet Flowers. North Dakota, Jason Hawaii. Massachusetts missing officers from Wisconsin. Ohio begged for help kill him. She refused to keep Ohio alive. Wyoming, Pet Flowers. Missouri, Pet Thorn preparing. West Virginia, Jason Maryland. Snow White tries to fish stride. Katniss trying to kill that fruit from a tree. Colorado receiving fresh fruit from Wisconsin, and then that's pricked by thorn melon picking berries. 7 comes on Johnson. Minnie Mouse, Savannah Tenere, Arkansas, Sky. Tiara, Florida, Roz. Night 3, yep. Tiana, Percival, exhaustion. Michigan, Ghostly, Massachusetts, Katniss, and South Dakota, distress, game after the morning. Alaska thinks about home. Lieutenant begged from Missouri, Mississippi, killing you refused to keep Anderson alive. Minnesota deploys Indiana spell while she's asleep. Missouri thinks about winning. Oklahoma, North Carolina, Louisiana, Texas, after morning, and they all have purple somewhere, if you notice that. West Virginia, Tennessee is that Randy Moss. This man with everything slices Dustin with the sword. Camp Possible, Colorado, Illinois, Virginia, and then Montana Secret Shift. Maryland snaps, silencing snap motion nets. Utah and Colorado, that's already about the self-shelter. Pennsylvania started a fire. Vermont shoots disaster from an unknown sponsor. Kansas receiving matches from an unknown sponsor. Ohio think go home. Nevada is like where she is. So Snow White lets South Carolina into a shelter. Peyton turned Idaho into a grove. New Hampshire turned Nevada into a grove. Auburn falls spit and died. Wyoming attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Texas and Montana hold hand. And Iowa approximate exhaustion. Day 4, South Carolina traps right around. Colorado presses archery. West Virginia, Minnesota, Superman, and Ohio form a suicide pact, killing themselves. In Nebraska, Utah undershoot. South Dakota and Michigan undershoot. Anna Montana, Mesa slings wood spear. Kala and divert the Texas attention runaway. New Hampshire Mesa slingshot. Missouri and Mississippi injure himself. Iowa fishes. Iowa forces the last to kill Montana or Vermont. He decides to kill Vermont. Wyoming is receiving best by Hunter. Louisiana injured himself. Illinois receives action from Hunter. Missouri runs the string of anchor away from Tiana. Nevada, Pennsylvania, Indiana, and North Carolina. North Dakota, Graydon, Connecticut, Count Washington. Maryland travels side around. Impossible forcing Kansas to kill Vermont, Virginia, Massachusetts. He decides to kill Massachusetts. Being considering crying for Illinois from Snow White, and Oklahoma killed Katniss as she tries to run. 10 comes from Dustin Gosnell, Hawaii, Aubrey Wallace, West Virginia, Minnesota Superman, Ohio, Vermont, John Cena, Massachusetts, and Katniss. Night 4, Colorado start a fire. Kansas and Louisiana hold hand. Alaska and South Carolina run into each other in disaster site. Texas put Idaho in diapers. Utah tries to arrest. Oklahoma put Snow White in diapers. Wyoming loses sight where she is. South Carolina slept camp for the night. Montana killed Nebraska while he's sleeping. Missouri let Pennsylvania lose the shelter. Triple puts New Hampshire put Indiana into a baby crib. Then Pinky put the pacifier out. Virginia's in the fire but stayed hidden. Mississippi on the next ride. Connecticut and Illinois hill hand. Kim Possible tries to sing herself to sleep. Diana tries to sing herself to sleep. Maryland's on the for a fire to see what want. And Montana attempts to fire a fire was unsuccessful. Iowa basted the Valley of Ed in Mace. North Dakota North comes. Michigan receiving more from one sponsor. And Colorado goes to sleep. Day 5, Missouri begged for Louisiana to kill him. He refused, thinking he was Mississippi alive. Illinois attempts to fire a tree, but it falls on Colorado, killing the boat. Kansas makes a wooden spear. Colorado scales from Alaska while he is looking. New Hampshire, Daphne, Tiana's sword. Michigan pet flowers. Pinky Meyer falls for the dream. North Dakota attacked Missouri, but Texas protecting killing North Dakota. Iowa under street. Although Oklahoma forces South Carolina to kill impossible or then yet senior refused to kill Oklahoma kill them instead. Wyoming makes one spirits. Iowa seeing some resistance to SSC. South Carolina goes hunting. And Montana Scots, Virginia. Maryland receiving $2 from one sponsor. Utah receiving metal supply from one sponsor. Oklahoma died from dynasty. Montana tried to sleep the entire day. Pennsylvania spread thornmouth 50 berries. Snow White goes hunting. Any of the Korean universities? 9 Tennessee University, Nebraska, Nevada, Illinois, Colorado, Guyana, Pinkenmeyer, North Dakota, South Carolina, and Connecticut. And we still have a lot more to go. Night 5. Iowa and Montana, Colorado, Missouri, Mississippi, second shift. Kansas City wait all night. You guys are receiving class officers from a sponsor. Virginia attempting to Indiana wounds. Wyoming seeking for help. Iowa and South Carolina top of short still alive. You can see impossible with hands. Michigan start a fire. New Hampshire attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Snow White goes to sleep. Pennsylvania, Oklahoma with hand. Texas in a fire with St. Hidden. Alaska loses like where she is or where he is. Missouri consumed and Montana tend to Maryland wound. Then South Dakota tries to sleep the entire day. Colorado, Alaska, and Kansas under street. Wyoming injured himself, Snow White under street. Texas passes to Missouri, had done several times. Indiana collected fruit from a tree. Virginia attacked Louisiana, but she managed to escape. Utah killed Anna Montana and she tries to run. Pennsylvania collected fruit from a tree. Maryland died from a second. Oklahoma killed Iowa with his weapon. Montana, New Hampshire, and Iowa unnecessarily ambushed Mississippi, Michigan, and impossible who killed them instead. Some will let this happen. 7 deaths, Kansas are interdistant. Missouri, Hannah, Montana, Maryland, Iowa, Montana, New Hampshire, and Idaho. 96, Kansas with dresses and diapers. Mississippi is seen away all night. Colorado seen pressure from the sponsor. Alaska think about winning. Virginia, South Dakota, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Snow White signature. Michigan died from infection. Impossible to kill Utah for his flag. Louisiana ambushed Oklahoma and killed him. And Wyoming is the world from the nightmares. Feast. The Cornish Islanders with food supply weapon and members from tribute family. Pennsylvania trap kills Snow White. Wyoming and Mississippi decide not cease. Louisiana, Virginia, and South Carolina start fighting, but Virginia runs away and Louisiana kills South Dakota. Alaska, Kansas, and Colorado decide not cease. Texas puts Indiana off the cliff for the night fight, and Kim Possible decide not cease. Day 7, Colorado discovered river. Wyoming is being active from one country. Louisiana pit flowers. Mississippi discovered cave. Texas scared Kansas is off. Virginia pits flowers. Pennsylvania scared Alaska off, and Impossible attempts for free, but falls to her death. 7 Kansas in Michigan, Utah, Oklahoma, Snow White, South Dakota, Indiana, and the Impossible. Night 7, Virginia tries to sleep in depression. 10 temporary wounds, Texas received a hatchet from one concert. Wyoming pricing home, Alaska turned call into drill, which is hilarious when that happened. Kansas sinking about home, Pennsylvania pushes Mississippi off the cliff during the night fight, and Louisiana sinking for help. Day 8, Louisiana begging for Alaska to kill him. He refused sinking Louisiana alive. Wyoming is exploring arena. Colorado tries to sink the entire day. Kansas tried to find Virginia racing pressure on the sponsor. Pennsylvania tried to sky around, and Texas tried to sink the entire day. 1 Kansas out near from Mississippi. Night 8, Alaska started seeing pressure from on sponsor. Texas and Colorado top true to alive. Louisiana then tried to sink the arena. Kansas went to Virginia route, and Pennsylvania tracked down and killed Wyoming. Day 9, Pennsylvania defeated Illinois from Kansas. Texas, Colorado, Virginia to fight Texas. Wyoming killed them both. Texas, Pennsylvania, Kansas, and Alaska. Louisiana, Wyoming, Colorado, and Virginia. Night 8, Night 9, Alaska received matches for Pennsylvania and Kansas and Texas shoots on. Day 10, Texas self-assault and killing Pennsylvania and Kansas, and Alaska for the and treated injury. Day 3, 3 Kansas and Pennsylvania, Kansas, and Alaska. Happening your winner is Texas from District Road, A.A. Ryan Road. Ryan has 6 killed, Corey has 2, MrBeast had 2, Mike had 3, Rebecca has 1, Kala has 3, Justin Jefferson has 3, AJ Brown has 3, Kim Possible has 4, Brock Hunter has 1, Snow White has 1, RayWilliamJohnson has 5, Reggie has 1, Sauce Gardner has 3, New Hampshire has 2, Brock Hauser has 1, and Triple 8 has 2, Brock Hauser has 1, Joe Burrow has 1, Faye has 2, John Shield has 1, Pat has 2, and Debo Samuel has 1. Calvin Cooley had 1, Superman has 3, Chad Wildclayore had 1, Brandy Moss had 1, Rock Mama had 2, Dustin Otto has 1. Nitty only was 670 if it plays. I think there was 68 plays. Yep. Yep, make sure you like, comment, share. Bye!